the best local SEO course for 2024, absolutely free. In this video session, I'm going to share with you proven insights for getting better results for local businesses. This particular video session will be built upon the freely available course that can be found on RankYa website as well as RankYa YouTube channel. Because in this free SEO training course for 2024, I have covered the latest changes and how to truly optimize your website. But since this is a local search engine optimization for local businesses, let's go and see what we can do. As in, I'll share with you tips that I haven't shared in this particular training course. We will take a look at a sample local business so that I can show you tips and insights. Now, in terms of Google, the guidelines are clear. Also, how Google ranks is also clear. That means there's a lot of misinformation, particularly through so-called SEO experts, always trying to sell you some spammy techniques or services such as hire us and we'll send you citation backlinks and all this. You never want to follow some silly methods because your business deserves long-term results. Accordingly, we want to understand how Google rankings work. So if you haven't read the insights from Google developers, then definitely check that out, okay? Now, also visit RankYa website and look at this website structured data and Google rich results blog posts. Because here what I've done is I've uploaded the schema.org item list, whereby you can simply download the file and then here you can actually choose your local business type. Now, so let's go and see. So I'll show you, let's dive into it because then it'll make better sense and this video session will be worth it for you. Now, as your local business grows, what you want to do is every now and then go and experiment with Google search to say to yourself, okay, you know what? Here's my local business name, and then you have a space next to it because then Google search may show you, oh, someone searching for reviews. Well, if that's the case, then what you want to do is highlight the reviews on your website. In fact, Google local business profiles, Google My Business profiles are free to use. And when you do that, make sure that you spend as much time as possible to create a thorough Google My Business profile. That includes, opening hours, address details, and so on. Because you will find that people will start interacting with you through Google My Business profile. And when you upload photos, understand the fact that in 2024, Google can analyze photos. That means you want to take photos of the business, perhaps while you're working, and so on, and upload that to your Google My Business profile, as well as to your own website. Because all these little things will then improve the results that your website is getting. If you're maintaining social media profiles, then make sure they do not go stale. That means, if you have a Facebook business page, then consistently update that. And if you're using Facebook business page, then every now and then you can publish posts and send backlinks to your own website. Same as true for your local business YouTube channel. If you're publishing videos on YouTube, then the video description can have backlinks to different parts of your website. Now, next, in 2024, what you can do obviously is fully optimize your website according to Google guidelines and as well as the tips and insights that I've shared with you. Next, you want to add local business markup to your website. Now, most people use plugins to add structured data markup, which is okay, but when you do add them, understand how Google works in a sense that, let's imagine the blog posts section of a local business. Well, if you're adding schema markup, then the best places to add them is your homepage, About Us page, and particularly contact page. I'll show you some samples. Here we have a sample here, right? So, well, the other sample that you can get is from schema markup website. And here we will have some examples. What you can do is, let's imagine you're offering cleaning services. Then you can go to the markup tester, place the code in there and run the test. Okay, well, that didn't work because we didn't get the script. So simply press on JSON LD, which, well, you can use any one of them, but for the sake of this video session, let's go and place that sample example here. Let's run the test. Here, basically, schema.org website will give you examples, and it is just a matter of changing the details to match your business details, okay? Also, RankYa website does have schema markup examples as well. But here's the trick that I can share with you that most people will not, and that is this. When you add local business markup to your website, then what you can do is, let me show you the sample code here. You can use item prop name that will then, okay, let's take a look at site names. As we can see, Google does analyze site name. So if you want your business name to prominently display in search, then you can utilize site name. We also have site links. So therefore, what you want to do is make sure the URL structure of your local business is logically structured as detailed in the freely available SEO training course. Then what we can do is add further details, such as, let's look at local business. We can use additional type. Now, Google doesn't actually support additional type, but let's imagine you offer services. Let's imagine you're offering cleaning services, plumbing services, and so on. Well, then you can actually provide multiple service details to Google. So I won't cover that, just realize that option is there, because that may be the scenario for certain type of local businesses. Also, the ID and URL is your website. The telephone number, which is very important, because if you're providing a local business, then it's more than likely that you'll have a telephone number, correct? But using structured data, you can actually provide contact points. Let's imagine customer service phone number, then you can provide that as well. Let's imagine you have 3 different phone numbers. Well, then you can search schema.org website to say, okay, contact point, what can I do with it? And here we've got JSON LD example, got the customer service one. Let's take a look. As we can see, there's customer service. It's a toll-free number and support for different things as well. Okay, so you can really do a lot with structured data. Remember, whether Google supports it or not, surely what Google supports you want to have and use on your website. Because when you add structured data, including site names, site links, structured data which Google will use for automated snippets, search snippets, which you may actually see or have seen when you search Google. And then let's imagine enriched search results are not necessarily for local business, but having said that, depending on the type of local business you have, you want to then take a look at this. Now, there is a lot of service providers on internet that may entice you to obtain backlinking services or Google Maps citation, all this stuff. You want to do everything correctly, and you want to do everything according to Google guidelines. That means the only way and the best way to obtain backlinks is by providing and publishing useful content and making that content easily shareable on your website. Furthermore, you can actually provide direction details for your local business, perhaps a link on your contact page, because you know where your target audience is located and how they are finding you. Because let's imagine they found you on internet. Well, to get to your local business, at times they may use Google Maps, for example. That's why structured data is important, and doing it properly and thoroughly will help everything else you do on internet. Because Google Search and Google Maps and Google Business Profiles, they are all linked together. So then you can simply go to Google Maps and experiment with the directions as well. Let's imagine you have a train station nearby and you know your customers are catching the train, getting off the popular train station and then walking. Well, then you can provide directions. Let's imagine you're in Melbourne. Someone is, you're servicing, let's say, Carlton or Springvale in Melbourne. Then you can say, okay, from there, this is how you get to my local business. Then you can provide a link on your website, because Google will also follow those links too. Now, at times, adding Google Maps to your contact page may be ideal, but if you've read somewhere else saying, you know what, adding Google Maps will help local rankings, local SEO, you never want to do things like that. You only want to add things to your web pages when you know it serves the purpose, as in it improves the user experience. And adding Google Maps, it is heavy on page load, so you don't really want to add Google Maps to the footer section on every different URL of your website. Another great thing that you can do is internal link to your important pages. Let's imagine you're creating blog posts on regular basis. Then you can use blog posts to send a link to your services page, for example, all of which will help your local business to get better results on the internet. Once again, simply double check Step-by-Step SEO Training Course for 2024 by RankYa. because in an hour or two you'll have the knowledge to optimize your website for search engines like Google and get better results. And when you follow the insights within this particular video session, then your local business success is assured. I thank you for learning with RankYa, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.